My name is Joe Nora. I'm from San Francisco, California. I was born and raised there until I was about 19. Moved to Chicago, went to school there, really kind of started to hone in on producing a lot more there. I started producing in freshman year of high school, and kind of been doing it nonstop ever since. Josh and I met when he was visiting LA. Just kind of hung out. He came through my apartment and we sat in my little studio and played each other everything we'd been working on, everything we thought was cool, and bounced ideas off each other. Didn't really start making anything yet. Usually I find it's a lot easier to just hang out with someone first, and get to know them a little bit before you kind of dive into, okay, what are we gonna make? Like, okay, here, why don't you make some drums and I'll blah, blah, and just kind of like takes the stress out of it, and I think it lets your mind really soak up everything that you are going to want to do when you do actually sit down to work. For me, having a whole week to ourselves to work on whatever we wanted to work on is like a vacation. I mean, you're totally taken out of your day-to-day by going to Calgary and being given this amazing space to kind of just do what you wanted. It felt really free.
Yeah, overall, it was an amazing experience. Like, I had such a good time making music for a week, having like all your energy focused in just to like creative process. It was just a great experience, and even just like getting to know Joe and stuff too, because we didn't really know each other that well. Like before the residency, we just connected on Twitter and stuff. Seeing how his musical process was just super inspiring to me, and yeah, just having that space to create music was amazing. Like, I've never really had that opportunity before. I feel like Joe's strengths come in like the percussion side of things, and I think my strengths are more on the melodic side of things, but like I felt like what I lacked was what Joe kind of like made up for it. So it was a very good pairing, like just musically, like it created some really interesting things. Like I'm really happy with how the project came about. I think that intricacy that Joe has in his like percussion was like what I struggled to do, and he just does such a good job at it. It's like, it still blows my mind, honestly. I don't know how he laid on those things.
I get that a lot, that I have this kind of certain unique sound, and I really appreciate that people can hear that. And I don't think I ever really was going for it to be that unique and that distinct, but the fact that it seems that way now, I think is a blessing. And I'm definitely trying to kind of keep that moving while also not getting locked into like one thing. Where I've definitely had that kind of like anxiety thing where I'm like, oh man, am I making the same song over and over again? And yeah, I don't want to do that, and so I think that's where you can see me kind of trying to branch out into these different styles, but then also coming right back to what I love and what is my sound. You want to be able to kind of shake things up and surprise people a little bit. I think I've always been really focused on kind of like what's a little bit different, but also still what I'm going for, but not quite like the first thing you think of, like go a little farther. I think it is important to hone your sound and find what you want to sound like and how that might be different from everyone else. When I'm listening to the songs we made there, I totally see everything that we did. I can it's just very visual to me, and I think part of that is kind of like the environment. All of my music, I really get that visual of like where I was when I made it, the time, what I was feeling. I think that's pretty true for a lot of musicians.
That warehouse had a certain vibe, and I think like that darkness, that like kind of eerie vibe that the warehouse gave off definitely translated into the music in some way. It was very like spacey. I guess that open space too, like it was just very like I usually work in a small little room, and just that like large space kind of like made me think differently creatively. Like, and I think that translated into the music as well in some way.
You can be who you are. You can be exactly who you are and find just like the little things that you have kind of grown to be over the years, and I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, like it was a different experience for me completely, because I'm usually just like in my room working on beats on my own, kind of in my head, and sharing that space with someone else is just something else. Like it's something that, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just a great experience. Like it's a different mindset too. Like you have to be like, yeah, thinking in different ways, trying to like latch onto each other's energy in a way and just like bounce back and forth. That's a different like skill on its own, I feel.